I don't know what it is about September that just knocks me on my ass every single year. You ever just not feel like it? That's kind of where I've been. I just ain't been up feeling like it. You know what I'm saying? Just been wanting to lay around and just rest. Maybe that's not a bad thing though. Maybe that's not a bad thing. But you know, we back, I guess. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, I had so many video ideas that I wanted to do this month, and I just couldn't muster. So especially with some of the newer fall releases, I figured I'd go ahead and share my 2 cents and let you all know what I feel like is full bottle worthy, just in case anybody cares, or in case anybody, shares my taste, or in case some of these fragrances have been piquing your interest, but you just haven't been sure if you want to take a deep dive just yet. So we're going to go ahead and do a recap of all of the newness that I have been sniffing, testing, and adding to the collection over the last few weeks. But of course, before we deep dive into any of that, you already know to make sure that you are subscribed and make sure you hit that notification bell, boo, so you don't miss when I upload another video. After subscribing, turning those post notifications on and setting them to all so you don't miss when I post a deal or the next upload, make sure you give this video a big fat thumbs up because it's free and it really goes such a long way to help support the channel and help us to grow. Please help us grow, girl, please. And last but most certainly not least, never ever ever forget, if you are interested in trying or buying any of the fragrances that we discussed in today's video, to make sure that you shop via any available links and or discount codes down below in the description box, because it really helps support the channel, and you already know you're gonna buy it anyway. You already know you're gonna buy it anyway. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, if you are interested in knowing if I feel like some of these new fall releases are actually worth the hype and the coin, make sure you keep watching. Now, as far as my scent of the day, we'll talk about it later on in the video because it is one of the newer fall releases that I wanted to share with you all. But let's talk about one of the fragrances that we've already discussed on the channel that's a newer release. This one was sent to me from the team at Twisted Lily. This is the new Vanilla Powder Extrait from Matier Premier. Here is the bottle. This is the 100 ml. So shout out to Twisted Lily again for sending this over. A little tester strip, honey. I've shared my first impressions with you all previously in a video. I've also talked about it short and on other platforms, but let's discuss one more time. I've really been enjoying this one. Just in case that hasn't been clear, as you all know, if you are familiar with my channel, I am not necessarily a vanilla girl. I'm also not a coconut girl, and this fragrance contains very much both of those things. But because it's not a super like cakey or even quote unquote girly vanilla, it's got some Palo Santo woodiness, it's got some muskiness. It's also got some tonka bean, adding a gourmand facet, making it almost smell like caramelized to my nose. Sweet, but not in a particularly dainty way. This has some power and some longevity. This also has been layering well. It is just sexy. It is delicious. It performs. And I am really excited to continue spending time with this fall and this winter. I actually have my class reunion coming up, and this is in the running. This is one of the options I am considering. Take all of this with a grain of salt. This is still brand spanking new to my collection. I have only had this a couple of weeks. We are still getting to know each other, yes? But we're having a good time. I'll say that, okay? Definitely make sure you get your nose on this if you are a fan of the OG, or especially if you weren't a fan of the OG. If the OG was just a bit too punchy for you, a bit too strong, this one is definitely smoother around the edges, in my opinion, while still giving you a very similar experience. So I'll make sure I have links and discount codes for samples and full-size bottles down below in the description box. But first new addition in the collection for fall that, in my opinion, is absolutely worth the hype, and definitely one I feel like you need to get your nose on, is the new Matier Premier Vanilla Powder Extra. Damn, that smells so freaking good. This next one can be an honorable mention of sorts because I didn't add it to my collection just because I'm jaded, but this is a decant sent over to me from the wonderful Naturally Liz, whose channel I'll make sure I have linked down below in the description box. This is the new Donna Born Aroma Ivory Flanker that is, I think, sold out everywhere, limited edition, you know, the typical FOMO marketing that these brands be doing. But outside of that, the Donna Born Aroma line is, you know, beloved and well worth the hype in my opinion, and which is why they keep making them. This one, however, I just couldn't fathom. I couldn't wrap my mind around that price point. Although I love the bottle, I couldn't bring myself to jump out the window for a fragrance that, should I fall in love with it, I'm never gonna be able to get again. But I also suspected that this was going to underwhelm me, and it kind of did. It kind of did. No shade. This gave me a similar experience to that Donna Born Aroma DNA. I get that jasmine. I get that vanilla. This is like a lighter, fresher almost take on that. I also get like a powderiness, not that super thick, gourmand, decadent marshmallow experience that people were expecting. I didn't expect that, but this is pretty, it's nice, and it's definitely getting better as it sits, even, you know, just as a decant. But like, to me, this just wasn't worth it just wasn't worth all of that hustle and bustle, in my opinion. You may feel very much different, but to me, this is just cute and authentic to that Donna Born Aroma legacy, I guess, if you will, with just a subtle difference. I am not surprised by the scent profile of this fragrance. This is kind of sort of exactly what I expected, but I'm also like indifferent to it. It's an easy, everyday, sweet, pretty girl fragrance, and so yeah, that's my first impression of the new Valentino Donna Born Aroma Ivory. It's okay. Another somewhat newer release that I recently blind bought because of Naturally Liz as well is the new Lattafa Scarlet. I already said I'm not finna butcher this name anymore on this channel, but this is the new Lattafa Scarlet Flanker that is supposed to be inspired by the Christian Louboutin Fetiche La Rose fragrance, and I've already shared my first impressions with this fragrance as well. And just in case you missed that, it is a sweet, sexy, syrupy cherry, some really intense spice, some really earthy, like woodiness or like greenness, and some really present florals. This is a little rough around the edges, but like I get the vision. I get where we're going. You know what I'm saying? It's a bumpy ride, but we get there. It's definitely gotten sweeter over the last couple of weeks, so I'm eager to see how it continues to change, especially as I spend time with it throughout the fall and winter. But those of you who have added this in your collection, definitely sound off in the comments. This has been getting a lot of buzz. You are a fan of fruity floral fragrances, but you want something a bit more elevated or a bit more edgy, in my opinion. If you want a dark, sweet, sexy spin on specifically a cherry and rose DNA, especially at this price point, I recommend getting your nose on this. Like I said, this is a little rough around the edges, so it's not going to work for everybody, and that's okay, but I'm excited to continue spending time with it this fall and winter, and it's already got a compliment, so Again, another one new in the collection for fall, and one that I definitely think you should get your nose on for fall, is the new Latapa Scarlet. Also took myself down to the Ulta recently and picked up a couple of travels of some of the newer releases. First one is the new Burberry Goddess Flanker. This is Goddess Perfume. I have tested this one in store multiple times, and I decided to go with a travel just because I don't know if I love this scent, but I do really like it. This one is a very similar experience to my nose as the Intense Flanker, but that raspberry, at least, you know, based off of a travel spray, first impressions, first couple of wears, and on a tester strip, kind of smooths out that kind of very medicinal experience I had with the Intense. Now, mind you, I like the Intense. Did I love it? No. But the raspberry may be the solution for that. This is a very aromatic vanilla, I'll say. This is not cupcakey, girly gourmand. And for that reason, definitely go test this out on skin. Like I said, the raspberry note definitely helps that. And it's definitely making this more enjoyable and smoother and just better to my nose than the Intense. While I like the Intense, this one might be my favorite. Yeah, I likes this, but of course make sure you stand by for my fully formed thoughts as I continue to spend time with this fall and winter. But if you've added this one to your collection, sound off in the comments, let us know your thoughts. But definitely think this is one worth getting your nose on for fall and winter. Again, this is the new Burberry Goddess Perfume. Another new designer flanker that I just had to grab is the Marc Jacobs Perfect Absolute. And let me just say that I have had Marc Jacobs Perfect, well, I had it. Mama Tresses actually stole it from me, but it is one that I'm very familiar with. And this Perfect Absolute flanker has taken that DNA and elevated it just where I needed it. I think it's fig, some caramel. It is still like that green, fresh, easy, everyday, pretty girl fragrance, but a bit more money. You know what I'm saying? The fig is not too green. It's not too sweet. That caramel gives it a bit of a gourmand touch without making it too thick, dense, heavy. So it's perfect for this kind of transitional weather. And it got a compliment the first time I wore it. Really eager to continue spending time with this. This might be, listen, I might have to go ahead and get a bottle of this. But again, I want to try to be responsible, because when you see this next fragrance, you're going to see that I wasn't. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, Marc Jacobs Perfect Absolute is absolute. I can't even get the daggone word out because I'm so excited. This is so good. This is a great time. Super excited to continue spending time with this, and definitely one that you should get your nose on, especially for fall. I fear the designers might be taking it this fall for me. Not gonna hold you. Definitely sound off if you have added this one to your collection. This one is sexy. It's sexy, but still like easy to wear. Such a great time. Again, this is the new Marc Jacobs Perfect Absolute. Now this last one I'm going to make my scent of the evening because I'm about to head out, and I have already shared my first impressions over on a short as well as on TikTok, and I meant to open this with you all in a video, but I just couldn't get out of my ruts. But we're gonna push through today. This is the new Guerlain Shalimar flanker. This is L'Essence, and I fear I might have played myself only getting the 1 ounce during the Nordstrom sale recently. Look how cute. I think I might have should have got the 50 ml. This might, let's not jump the gun. This is a classic fragrance. This is actually a 100th anniversary of this fragrance, and this is their, you know, celebration flanker, if I could speak. I'm so excited. But let me spray this on first before we get into the nitty gritty because I have really been enjoying this, as you could probably tell. But as you know, Guerlain is infamous for, this is a vanilla fragrance. And those of you who are regular to the channel know I'm not your resident vanilla girly. Howsoever, this vanilla, and the vanillas that we talked about lately, but this vanilla in particular, this may have replaced my beloved Mon Guerlain. I'm not jumping the gun, but it may have. I get a very similar experience, but a bit more refined. This is so elevated, so classy, timeless. It's sweet, but not gourmand. This is like a powdery, just really feminine rose, iris, vanilla. Oh, just beautiful, beautiful. I've never smelled the original Shalimar, but this makes me want to go see about it. I blind bought this because of who I am as a person during the Nordstrom sale, and now it's sold out at Nordstrom. So those of you who are fans of just smelling feminine, timeless, sophisticated, highly recommend getting your nose on this. This may be signature scent worthy. Again, we gonna see. This is still new. This is first impressions, but this is a love at first sniff. Okay, I love at first sniff, and it's got a subtle sexiness to it. It's not a screamer. This is not a beast mode fragrance. It is not a projector where it's like filling a room, but this is my kind of carrying on. A few of you have already commented that you picked this up and love it as well, and I love that for us. Vanilla fans, get your nose on this. And even if you're not a vanilla fan, especially at this price point, it's worth getting your nose on. This is going to be a problem for me this fall and winter. Highly recommend getting your nose on the new Shalimar L'Essence from Guerlain. Is that it? I think that's it. Well, folks, hopefully you all enjoyed my first impressions of some of these newer fall releases and whether or not I deem them full bottle worthy. Definitely sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've picked up any of these fragrances or if you're interested in picking them up. And of course, if you are, please make sure to shop via any available links and or discount codes or discounted links down below in the description box, because it really helps me out. After commenting on this video, on your way to watching another video of mine, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Am I in the center? Probably not. I never am. Yeah. The devil is busy. So very busy. Oh girl. Oh, it's a spider. Hold on. That's a spider. That's a spider. Whew. Technology. I'm recording. How am I supposed to go back to swimming like I didn't just kill a spider? Oh my God. Let me calm down. Everything's fine. Cozy. Comfortable in my skin. Cozy with who I am.